The lyrics to our Prelude began as a poem written by Unitarian Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. The poem was written almost a decade prior to being set to music to be sung on as a Christmas hymn. Longfellow penned Christmas bells after his son Charles was wounded while fighting in the Civil War. Although the country remained at war as Longfellow wrote the poem, he expressed his hope that peace would return to the country. The poem was written on Christmas Day in 1863 when Longfellow heard church bells ringing in the distance. Tēnā koutou te whānau o Auckland Unitarians. Tēnā koutou ngā manahiri. No mai har mai ki tēnei whare karakia a te atua. Meri kiri himete ki a koto. Merry Christmas to all.
Merry Christmas.
And welcome to our annual Christmas Eve candlelight service. And we're delighted you've chosen to share this special evening with us. One we've celebrated 120 times since the church doors first opened. But this is the first one we've celebrated virtually on Zoom, and may it be our last. In spite of our challenging times, may we still find joy. I think you'll enjoy this version of Joy to the World. It's instrumental. So if you know the words, you can sing along. And now, concerning the reason, or one of the reasons you came tonight. Tonight's service acknowledges the roots of our Unitarian faith by sharing in the Christmas story, but just as importantly, the delights of the Southern Hemisphere's summer solstice. As the northern half of the planet prepares to celebrate Christmas and the turn of the year, so do we in the southern seas. But they could not be more different on the surface. Not for us, the bitter cold of the winter solstice, encouraging us to gather around blazing fires and feasts. Not for us, the acceptance of darkness and the lack of light and warmth until the coming of spring gives new hope for abundance to come. Now it is a time for shorts, the beach, barbecues, tending the garden, tramping the bush, and relaxing. Yet no matter what hemisphere we're in, the story we came to hear is the same. So if you came to this place expecting a more chilled, she'll be right, tame story, you came to the wrong place. If you came for a story that does not threaten you, you came for a different story than the one we tell. For even a story about a regular baby is not a tame story. The story of the baby we celebrate tonight is one that is full of goodness, but goodness that cannot threaten complacency and evil is not much good at all. But if you came because you think that unwed teenage mothers are some of the strongest people in the world, if you came because you think the kind of people who work on a third shift doing stuff you'd rather not do might attract an angel's attention before you would, if you came because you think there are wise men and women to be found among refugees from far lands, and that they might reveal a God you can believe in, if you came to hear a story of tyrants trembling when heaven comes to peasants. If you came because you believe animals are as important as people, and so it is fitting that they were the first witnesses to the birth of transforming love. If you came for a story of reversals that might end up reversing you, if you came for a tale of adventure and bravery where strong and gentle people win, and the powerful and violent go down to dust, where the rich lose their money but find their lives, and the poor are raised up like kings. If you came to be reminded that a God you can or cannot believe in loves you too much to leave you unchanged, if you came to follow the light even if it blinds you, if you came for transformation and not safety, then, my friends, you are in the right place. Now let us light the very first of many Christmas chalices Unitarian Universalists will light around this world this holy night. And if you have one, this would be the time to light your candle or chalice. All around the world, the light of honest thought shines, showing people the path to their own authentic faith. All around the world, the warmth of community glows, drawing people in from loneliness and estrangement. All around the world, the flame of justice burns, inspiring people to acts of faith-filled courage. Here too, may the light and warmth of this chalice be to us a beacon of truth, generosity, and compassion, that we may learn the ways of faith and love. Our next carol is by Kiwi Shirley Murray and captures celebrating Christmas south of the equator.
Look now, it is happening again. Love, like a high spring tide, is swelling to fullness and overflowing the banks of our small concerns. And here again is the star, that white flame of truth blazing the way for us through a desert of tired words. Once more comes the music, angel song that lifts our hearts and tunes our ears to the harmony of the universe, making us wonder how we ever could have forgotten. And now the magi within us gathers up gifts of gold and myrrh, while that other part of ourselves, the impulsive, reckless shepherd, runs helter-skelter with arms outstretched to embrace the wonder of it all. We have no words to contain our praise. We ache with awe. We tremble with miracle, as once again, in the small, rough stable of our lives, Christ is born.
While the origins of the Christmas tree come from Germany, a German exile and Unitarian, Charles Follen, brought it to America, where it inspired a visiting English Unitarian to tell Queen Victoria all about its beauty. In honor of its German roots, enjoy O Tannenbaum. John DiLeo will now read a Christmas poem about an unlikely Christ by R.A.K. Mason, the New Zealand poet and playwright, who actually premiered one of his plays in our building. It's entitled On the Swag.
His body doubled under the pack that sprawls untidily on his old back. The cold, wet deadbeat plods up the track. The cook peers out. Oh, curse that old lag. Here again with his clumsy swag, made of dirty old turnip bag. Bring him in, cook, from the gray level sleet. Put silk on his body, slippers on his feet. Give him fire and bread and meat. Let the fruit be plucked and the cake be iced, the bed be snug and the wine be spiced in his old cove's nightcap. For this is Christ.
Normally, this is the point of service where we take up a collection for others. I haven't figured out how to do that on Zoom. This year, we are giving half of our collection to Rainbow Youth and half to Women's Refuge Center. Our management committee has pledged to match your gift dollar for dollar. The bank account number will be put in chat. Please note it is for Christmas. As we ask ourselves, who is Christmas for? Shirley Murray answers the question in her song, Forever Born. The following story that Rachel is going to be reading is about a unique Kiwi Christmas written by renowned New Zealand author Joy Cowley. There is no snow in it, but there is a fish. Rachel?